Alright, so I'm doing a video on the different parts of Mexico. In the past, I've traveled to various parts of Mexico, and it's been a very interesting experience, to say the least. In previous videos, I talked about my time in Playa del Carmen, also in Cancun, and also in Tulum as well. But in addition to those places that I've traveled to many different interesting, exciting, historically significant parts of Mexico, also to include Chiapas and Mexico City. As I talked about in the past, Cancun and Playa del Carmen, they're like the main hubs for partying. One of the main hubs for partying in Mexico. There's several others that include Cabos, TJ, Tijuana, etc. And of course, the cities I'll mention later, Mexico City. But in addition to that, you had the Mayan pyramids that surround that area, but also surround all throughout Mexico. You have in Chiapas, you have several Mayan pyramids there. You also have several cities that style of design harken back to the Spanish, to include San Cristobal. It's a city designed the colonial style. So you have the cobblestones on the ground when you're driving through. It's very, very old style architecture. In that city, you have a lot of different places to go eat, go bar hopping. When I was walking through, I saw a number of different karaoke shops that would be interesting to the tourist or visitor there. So if you love to sing, that'd be a place for you. If you're from Japan and the whole karaoke craze is in you, you would love it there. They have several different places where you can sing, dance, and party. They also have various vendors out on the street that sell various foods, fried corn with cream on top, other Mexican assortments, tacos, etc., etc. There's also a big area in the town square where there are parades that go on, also shows, things of that nature. There's a large influx of Europeans in San Cristobal in the Chiapas province as well, to include people from Germany, etc. You also, and they came down near Germany and France. They came down there and set up shop there, created businesses, and so forth and so forth. Also, people from Spain as well, in that part of Mexico. You also have another area. I know I'm butchering the name. I believe it's Tuxa Guerrera. It's the absolute main hub of Chiapas, is where a lot of the flights fly out of. It's more of a modern city. So you have a couple. You have your chain restaurants there, McDonald's, etc. You also have a popular. It seemed like a popular chain of hotels called Fiesta Inn, which is there as well. Located inside the main mall there, one of the main malls there. It's one of the more well-developed areas in that region of the country, and you can find everything, every modern day accommodation, movies, food, as I mentioned, restaurants, and then other different forms of entertainment, and et cetera, wildlife, or rather outdoorsy type things, parks, things of that nature, place to walk your dog, etc. You also, as you go south, even more southwestward, you'll hit the Pacific Ocean, and there's various beaches you can go to as well in Chiapas. Switching things to Mexico City. Probably the largest city in Mexico. It has a number of different locations you can go to. I believe there's the financial district, and there's other locations that I can't even think of off the top of my head at the moment. For you people out there that are vegans, there's definitely a place for you. A number of different vegan spots. I went to one called Veg MX, which was really, really good. They had a lot of different vegan food inspired by the Mexican cuisine. You also have Mexican street vendors, which is very popular there, in various marketplaces where you can get street tacos and things of that nature. And I believe there's a couple of food trucks that serve vegan food as well. In addition to that, you have nightlife there is really popular. You also have the famous Mayan pyramid to the north of the city, the northeast. It's where Mazuma, I believe the name of the emperor was, the last emperor that ruled over there, is where his kingdom was at the time, and about 500 years ago. So that's a UNESCO World Heritage Landmark, if I'm not mistaken. It's really popular place to go to. You see all the ancient Mayan pyramids. It's really cool experience from appearance, and it's definitely something to check out while you're in Mexico City. In addition to the marketplaces, the different food vendors, and the pyramids, in the nightlife, you have various parks that you can go to, enjoy the city. I noticed that the taxis, they have various colors for the taxis to include the color pink, which is really interesting to see. Uber is popular there, so if you want an affordable way to get around town, Uber is definitely in Mexico City, so you can take advantage of that other mode of transportation. And yeah, I mean, it was one of the major cities in Mexico, and definitely pretty developed. It reminded me of New York City a lot. The way the layout was, it was very much like New York City or Rio in Brazil. It was really spacious. Lots of different districts in the town and neighborhoods in the town of the city of Mexico that you could go to. I definitely didn't cover all of them. It was a really large city. So yeah, it was definitely something to check out when you get a chance to go to Mexico. I think that Mexico is, such a large country. I still haven't traveled to probably even a quarter of the country, but it's a really interesting country. People are very prideful. They really take pride in being Mexican, being Latin. They, all the way back to their history, what they've dealt with, different country trying to invade them and screw them over, and how they won. There's been battles won, battles lost, but they've always had pride in who they are. And it's really inspiring to me as a Black American, dealing with what I have dealt with individually as a Black American, and then what quote unquote my people have dealt with in the Black African diaspora, specifically in North America, have dealt with. How we've been through struggles, won battles, lost battles, but been able to maintain a sense of dignity. And I know, there's so much nonsense being pushed on there in the mainstream and all throughout about what you should be, what you shouldn't be. Not being a person of integrity or giving a crap about anything but yourself, and not having a sense of pride. But when I went to Mexico, one thing I noticed is that the people always had pride in who they were, and it was definitely a pleasure to have the privilege of going to Mexico and experiencing the vibe of the people. Really cool experience. I would recommend, if you are if you have some travel plans, I believe the country of Mexico is open for travel. So if you would like to travel to Mexico, you may do so if you're coming from North America, or really, I think, many parts of the world, Europe, etc. And get a slice of, what Mexican culture is all about. I believe in the forthcoming months, you'll have the Day of the Dead, a celebration of the ancestors of Mexican descent that are still here, guiding their people and encouraging them and reminding them to remember who they are. Really cool stuff. And I definitely recommend that people check it out. Check out the country. Not just the party life in Cancun and Playa. That's beautiful. That's cool. I love it. But also check out the interior, see what everything's about. You know, there's a lot of bad stuff saying, oh, this place is dangerous, Mexico City is dangerous. Has anyone looked at America? You see how dangerous America is? Enough said. Check it out if you want to travel. It's really cool, and I think you'll learn something about yourself. Till next time.